There we go.
There we go. We're
Hello,
ready now.
guys. Welcome back. We're so happy that you're here. Today's episode is an important one. This is all about really psychic mediumship business and how some people take their business to the next level. They do it full time, they're fully in it, and then other people just can't get the traction that they need to go to those new levels.
Yes.
So
We noticed all those patterns, right, over the years.
Definitely. There's so many patterns that we work with people in our webinars, we work with people in our masterminds, we work with people in the business program. There's so many pieces to this puzzle, I want to call it. And we want to give you clarity. We want you to know what is the difference. Now, first, let me just clarify something. This is so important. If you are someone that is working another job, I have to say this. If you're working another job at the same time as doing your business and you want to do that, that is a different story. Some people like that creative outlet. You know, I've talked to some mediums, they're like,
everybody's different.
Right. Everyone's different. I want that creative outlet. That's not who we're talking to. We're talking to people that are doing their mission. They're doing the psychic medium healing work. And they feel like they're running themselves into the ground because they're trying to manage 3 different jobs or another full-time job and they really don't want to be there, right?
Yes, and these are psychic mediums that are outstanding, probably like you are. Like, awesome at giving readings, magical at it, healing all kinds of people when they do it. And we see some of them, they have highly successful businesses. And we see others where it's like, wow, they're so brilliant. And their business just never gains traction. So we notice all these different patterns of why this is occurring for some and why this is occurring for others. So over the years, we realized that it's 80% mindset, 20% skill. Let's explain that a little bit because that could mean a million fucking things to everybody. So the 20% skill is obvious. That's building up your psychic mediumship skills, which every single person that we've worked with, I feel are really good at that. Like they love practicing their readings, whether it's like, you know, in some of our programs or outside of the programs, like they love doing that work.
They're putting in the work. They're taking the classes.
They're reading the books. They're watching Unlock Your Inner Medium, all the modules or whatever e-course they're in. They're going to these seminars in person. They're doing all of these things to really build their psychic mediumship skills. All right, that's one piece. So congratulate yourself if you're doing that. Keep doing that. That's a valuable piece of this. Like you need that piece. It's like a basketball player in the NBA, professional. Like you need to keep practicing your skills. You need to keep leveling up. The other piece is the 80%, the mindset piece. And that's not, like, some people might think, oh, the mindset, so that's me meditating on a fucking mountaintop, and I'm good now, I did the mindset work. Well, in our opinion, this is just what it means to us, and what we've seen what really works with people. It's a lot more than that. It's deeper than that. Part of that mindset is, as you're learning all of these skills, and you're taking all these classes, like, you're applying shit immediately. Like, you're not just studying every day, like, you're literally... After this podcast episode, as you're listening to it, you can write down your insights, like, oh, that's very clear to me right now. And write down what's the tiniest action step that I'm going to take from this insight.
And actually do it.
And actually go do it. Because if you don't put in that action, you're not embodying it. There's a difference between head knowledge, when you're learning about all of these different things, and you're reading these books and you could memorize it on a test. We were both teachers. A lot of our students had the head knowledge in the public schools and they could bubble in A, B, C, or D. There's a difference between that and then actually taking that information, putting it into your own experience and embodying that to where it becomes wisdom. So that's another piece of the mindset part, is taking action.
Right. And by the way, there's still people that they can read the books, they can do all these things, and then they can also lead people too. There's teachers that are doing this, okay? But if you're a teacher and a leader, you know that you have to take those steps too. You can't just teach other people how to do the readings and how to do these things, and you're not taking those steps. So I think that's to another level, like one bumping it up a little bit. Because if you're teaching, you're You're showing that you understand something, but are you actually living it? And that's the difference. And for me, when I first started mediumship, the mediumship journey for me, I mean, it was not an overnight process. Like, I was reading the books, I was taking the classes, I was doing the readings. Yes, I was. I didn't know the importance of the mindset until I came to walls. I started to hit a lot of walls. They were internal struggles. They were, what do people think about me? This person's doing this against me. I'm having this pain. This is slowing me down because of them, pointing the finger. Until I reached the pain, I didn't make any changes around mindset. I was so focused on wanting to take the classes and practice, I wasn't focused on the mindset. I'm like, oh, I already have that down. I've read a bunch of books, by Louise Hay. I've read the Wayne Dyer books.
And you were thinking that's what mindset is.
To the I can do it tour. Like, I love doing those things. I thought that was the mindset.
I know the law of attraction.
Yeah, like that was the big thing. So what was happening to me was I was hitting these roadblocks that were a lot of internal roadblocks, and then I was pointing on the outside, and it created so much pain in me that I had to go deeper with it. And you might think, well, what do I have to do for work? Like, what else can I do? It's becoming aware of the patterns that are coming up in your life. If you're spotting patterns where you are not serving your clients well enough because you are drained because you have a million other things going on with another job, or you are saying yes to a million things with your clients, but you're depleted and you're getting that resentful feeling like, oh, I have to do another reading. It's time to switch it and change it. And that had to happen to me. Remember when I was doing 5 readings every day, 5 days a week, and then I changed it. 5 readings to 4 days a week, then 5 days to 3 days a week. And then I'm like, 5 readings. And then I'm like, wait, I'm going on vacation in the summer. Let me knock it down to 4 readings. I'm like, oh, I like that feeling better. And then it changed, it knocked it down. When you're teaching, you need to have time for your clients for readings, and there's an energy that is different from teaching and giving readings. When I'm doing audience events traveling, I had to cut down some of my other stuff because I need it to be a balance for me. And the big thing that we've recognized is it's okay to change, right?
Yeah, and everything that you've been saying is part of that mindset piece. As you notice in the story that she was sharing, she's taking action. She's learning. She's taking action again. She's reflecting. She's seeing, oh, this works for me. This doesn't work for me. Because like us, we can't tell you, hey, do these 8 steps and it's going to work for you because it worked for us. This shit doesn't work that way. So that's why it's so important when you're this mindset piece, that 80% piece, you're out there taking action. You're applying. You're looking at your self-image. You're looking how you're showing up. Right? There's months to where you're having a highly successful month and you're making all this money. We've seen this happen before. It's happened with us. And you get to a point where it's like, and then your self-image kicks in. And then the next couple of months, you don't make as much and shit balances out again. You're reflecting on that pattern and you're realizing that, the numbers that are showing up in your business, it's your self-image. And if you want those numbers to change, you have to keep looking deeper within yourself to figure out, how am I showing up? What is my language around this? And why is my self-image this way? So as you go and you take actions, you do your readings, you do your group readings, you go out and create a podcast. Like some of you are watching us over the years do our podcast, and some of you are thinking, that looks easy to do. I could do that. Or you go and take a class, you take a mastermind, or you take another class, and you're like, I know I could do that because it seems easy. We're in this class. Look, we'll go do it then.
Retreats too. Like that's a common theme that comes up for us. Like, oh, now I want to do a retreat. And it's like, that's great. You can do the retreat, but there's so much energy that goes behind it. So making sure that you're aware of those pieces.
Yeah, because a great teacher, a great leader of a retreat, they make things look easy because they've been doing it. They've been experiencing it. Lindsay and I, this will be our 7th retreat. It'll actually be my 6th. I didn't attend that first one. But over the years, you get better. You experience it. You see, we could have read about retreats in a book. We could have attended others, and we could be like, oh, we could do that. Until you go and do it, you're not building up your nervous system. You're not building up your energy. You're not building up your insights of how you show up at a retreat, of how you show up doing an in-person reading or a group reading.
And the powerful thing about this conversation today that is so important that we need to talk about is it doesn't matter how much, I'm putting in quotes, how much success that you receive, like if it shows up in your account. Because if you're not feeling energized and you're not serving your clients, then you're not successful. Because to success for us, it's about the balance of being able to enjoy your life, being able to impact your clients, and feeling like if you wanted to just stay on that one mission, you could stay there. For us, we've chose to do different things. Like we actually get excited. We have an Airbnb. We absolutely love real estate. Like that's the thing that we know that we want to continue to build out. So it's a choice for us. That's our creative outlet too. But along with this mission of working with psychic mediums and healers, that is a powerful mission that goes just into a space that's big. So both places are really important, right? I hope I'm explaining this right.
Yeah, what do you mean more about that?
So okay,
Explain a
let me
little more.
explain more. Airbnb business, for us, it was a problem that we wanted to solve. We wanted to be with family in St. Louis. We were renting Airbnbs for years. We were doing it for 6 years, and we decided, you know what, let's solve a problem. We're going and we're renting these Airbnbs. We want to create magical moments with our family, and we want a space for people to go to and have fun. And then we're like, we love going back there. Why not buy something there? We bought a place. We decided to go back same amount of time as we would normally when we were renting the Airbnbs, and created a space for other families to have magical moments in this house. So we put an energy behind it, just like the same retreat vibe. When we have our retreats, we create the space, and that's a dream for us. So that's something that we chose to do. We're also doing the psychic mediumship work where we're serving our clients. If we were doing something just because we couldn't maintain our psychic mediumship business and we had to do the Airbnb, it'd be a totally different kind of energy. So the conversation that we're having today is all about the importance of knowing that you have a choice in this life. Are you wanting to work your 9 to 5 job? If you do, amazing. And you want to work with clients when it comes to serving them in the psychic mediumship healing mission. That's good too.
Yeah, exactly. So some of you think that you have to do it this way because they're doing it this way. You don't have to do anything. And I think that's what you're talking about there is like really figuring out what resonates with you, because like the way we're living our life, it looks cool on the outside. It's like, oh, they got short-term rentals, they're doing retreats, they're working with people. So some other people maybe that haven't started yet will look at that and be like, oh, that looks cool. I want to do that. But then they get into a lifestyle like that and they're like, shit, this is draining to me.
Yeah, you have to
You got to figure out
right.
what feels right to you. Like, what is in your nature? What is natural to you? And everything that we're planning out in our business, these retreats, these online masterminds, in person, everything we do, the short-term rental, it's because it's in our nature. It's natural to us. It's something that we're already doing. Like we always tell people in our 90-day business mastermind, which is coming up January. Every January, we're going to do it once per year now. In January, it's coming up. We always tell them, think about your lifestyle. What is natural in your lifestyle first? Like get very clear on that. And we find that it's hard to say what the numbers are. Maybe 50% of people don't even know what the fuck that means to them. And then others have done some thinking about it. But you have to put some time and energy in that and think about yourself first, because this career you're in takes a lot of mind energy. It takes a lot of emotional energy. So you need to have a lifestyle that's recharging you. So we tell people, create that lifestyle and then infuse your business into that lifestyle, because then now you're creating a business that's in harmony with your nervous system, with your personality, with the way that you're showing up. And common sense, right? You can think about it right now. Some of you are already living that way. So you can feel it right now. It's not just head knowledge. It's in your body. And you're like, yes, that is true. Because what's natural to me will give me energy. And I need energy for this business.
Yeah, definitely. And when you brought up the lifestyle piece, I think that is the big thing that we've noticed is a lot of people try to build this mission and they're doing things for other people, which is great. That's why you're doing the work. If you're a psychic medium and healer and you're listening to this episode, most likely you are a heart-centered person. And not all psychic mediums are focused on serving their clients, but I feel like we The people that we work with, that's what they are. They're people
Yeah.
that do that. I think the big problem that comes up is you might get ahead of yourself and you're like, I want to help everyone, and I want to serve everyone. I want to be open for them. I want my hours to be available for them to come to me whenever they can because they're grieving, and I want to help everyone that's grieving. And if I have to donate readings here and there, then I will. And it gets to the point where if you are out of balance, you are not going to be able to help as many people as you can. You have to get in that balance of, like Tony was saying, creating what goes with the plan of what you want out of your lifestyle. And when we say lifestyle, that word is so played out right now, I think, in this world, like the lifestyle brand and stuff like that. But the way that we're talking about it is, what do you want? Have you ever seen the Nicholas Spark movie, The Notebook? Like, what do you want? A lot of people don't know what they want. And that is taking the time to build it out. And let me put a little plug in here. Coming up on the 27th, if I can remember correctly,
Yes,
December
Wednesday.
27th, Wednesday night, we are going to be doing a workshop online on Zoom, and for psychic mediums and healers to build out what you want in categories. We are going to lead you through this so that we're kind of doing a little, I don't want to call it a vision board because it's not a vision board. It's really writing down and getting very clear on what you want so that you're not just kind of thinking, oh, I want to do this, and you kind of think about it in your head. No, you're going to write it down and you're going to figure out, how am I going to get there, this year? I'm not just going to wait for one night of a New Year's Eve celebration. No, there's steps to it. So we're going to lead you through that, discovering what is it that you truly want. And sometimes you have to be around other people to hear the excitement in their voice, like, oh, actually, that sounds pretty good. I actually would like that. Or that sounds exciting for them, but that doesn't sound good for me. To be around other people and gather together, it gives you like a third brain. And we talk about that in our masterminds, right? When two or more people come together, there's a third brain that comes into play.
Yeah, just think about in your life, you have certain people that where you're like, wow, when I'm around them, I just, like, all these ideas pouring to me, clarity, that's what this is. So with December 27th coming up, we're all coming together with like-minded people to really plan out and to get very crystal clear on your 2024 and using that mastermind effect all the way out, because you're going to notice that when you come together on December 27th with us, because some of you will, it's going to be powerful. We do masterminds throughout the whole year, and we get paid for them, and we get a lot of value from it. We join other masterminds that we pay for. We get a lot of value from it every single time because you're connected with like-minded people, and you really get to take advantage of their brain power too. All your frequencies come together, your energies, and then you become an energy greater. Like Lindsay said, it's like the third mind. Yeah. Another thing I wanted to say too is that, have you ever went to a mastermind? Have you ever went to a class and everybody else or a majority of the people are having breakthroughs and you're not? Why is that? Most likely it's because you're in your head. And that's another thing that'll keep you back from having a highly successful mediumship business. Even if you're an outstanding psychic medium, you could be one of the top 1%. But if you stay in your head, you're dead. If you stay in your head, that little mind of yours, the way you see your world, it's telling you stories. It's telling you, you have a perception there. A lot of it's a lie. A lot of it is true for you because that's the way your world's showing up. So just keep that in mind, that your mind that's talking to you, the way you view your world. So if you're somebody that, for example, let's use money because that kind of shocks people's system, making $50,000 a month. If that is like, oh, no, I can never do that, that's because that's the way you see your world. There's other people on this planet where they're like, if you hear $50,000 a month, they're like, shit, I can make $100,000 a month. That seems easy. It's their mind. It's the way they see their world. The same thing with your health. You can look at your health and fitness like, oh, it's so hard to be healthy. I don't think so. It's fucking easy to be healthy. A lot of people think it's easy. Some people think it's hard. Some people think it's easy. I'm using these examples. Just remember that your mind's lying to you. If you want to create a more powerful truth, if you want to, you see that vision, that mission inside of yourself, you're going to need some resources. You're going to need to transform your self-image, because that little mind I'm talking about, that's part of your self-image. That's one of the main things that's holding most of the psychic mediums back that we worked with. It's their self-image. They can't get out of their fucking head. So once you're out of your head, now you could team up with other like-minded people and you could be like, I know that the way I see the world is only one view. Instead of going into these masterminds and workshops thinking I know everything, oh, I heard that before, I read that in a book, get the fuck out of your head and
into your soul.
Get into your soul and listen. Listen to other people. Listen to Lindsay. Listen to the other people that are in the mastermind, wherever you're at, or the group that you're in, and think about how they see the world. Like, interesting.
Yeah.
They see the world the exact opposite of me. Ask them questions why. You'll go back and you'll figure out that it's their life experience. It's the books they read. It's a mentor that came into their life. It's all these different experiences that shape the way they see the world. And the way that you see your world is the exact thing that's holding you back from your next level. If you want to go to that next level, you're going to have to go and join the December 27th mastermind with us so that you can see your world differently, right? And if it's not with us, go do it with some other people that are like-minded, right? We know we're not for everybody, but our people, they'll feel it. And we're going to create some magic on that night.
It's going to be really special. I think that's the most important thing, is to feel where you're actually pulled and to really tune into your heart. Like, where am I being pulled? Where am I being guided? And it doesn't, like you said, it doesn't have to be with us. Like, just go someplace. Like, surround yourself with someone, some group that's doing it, that's doing the work, really figure that out. And I think the biggest thing that I'm noticing, the theme that I've had over the years, when I was being stopped, was also conflicting beliefs. It's like, I want to touch millions of people. We hear people say, I want to touch millions of people, but they're not ready to put in the work, or they just want to practice and they don't want to go into detail about their stuff that's underneath, or I want to touch millions of people, but I don't want to charge anything for my readings. It doesn't match up. Or if I am showing up in a way that feels good to me, I don't want other people to feel bad about themselves because I'm shining, So that's a big thing that can come up where there's some conflicting beliefs there. The other thing I feel that holds people back is they take a class and they think they're on top of the world, which is great. And they think that's all I have to do. Or I'm taking a class, or I'm attending this, and I'm on the same level of the person that's put in 30 years. And it's just not true. You have to put in the work. You have to do the readings. And if you stop learning at that space, you think it looks easy how other people are doing it. There's a reason that it looks easy, like you said earlier.
Because they showed up thousands of times.
They showed up thousands of times, they're doing it. So it's a balance of having belief in yourself, but also knowing that there's still more learning to do. And that's where I'm always at. For us, we're always going to be lifelong learners. That's just who we are. We are teachers, but we're also students, and I will never stop learning. That's something that's within us. We want to have that growth, and that's the thing that keeps you going. So if you are that person that thinks, well, I already took that class, I don't need to take it again. Repetition is important. And that's exactly, for us personally, that's our philosophy when it comes to when we're teaching. We're going to repeat things, and we also encourage our students to repeat programs. So our 90-day business mastermind, the one that comes up in January, we're offering it once a year now. It's only once a year. It's not January and May anymore. We did that, I think, the first 2 years.
4 years.
Was it 4 years? Oh my gosh. Yeah. We decided, just like the pivot, like the feeling of change when you know it, no. We're giving to our clients during these months. We need that time to recharge and to reset in May now. So that's what we decided. Could this change next or 2 years from now? Maybe it could change 2 years from now, but that's our decision right now. So it's important to think, okay, what feels right to me? But also the 90-day business mastermind is meant to keep on going. Do it again. Come back again. Be around new people. You're a new person than you were last month, especially last year. So it brings you to new levels. And that's what you see. You see people that are millionaires, billionaires. Some people are completely miserable, and it amplifies their character, okay? So when you think of the words, millionaires and billionaires, whatever's happening doesn't mean anything. It's like whatever character they had before they went into making a lot of money, that's what it's going to be. If they were good people helping out, they're going to be good people helping out. Even more so, they're going to be able to give more money to people or to create different spaces. If they were horrible people, it's going to amplify them. So I think that's a big thing that we're hearing too when we're working with people is like, you can't put down people that are, I'm putting in quotes like rich people, because if you're putting down rich people, how are you going to be wealthy in the sense of happiness, the sense of being in your bank account and feeling fulfilled in your life? If you're putting down that and you're looking at people that way, how can you get there? That's conflicting beliefs.
That's a little test, though. When you think of millionaires, what do you believe about millionaires or billionaires?
And millionaires aren't even a big thing anymore.
It's not.
Like,
what do you
in
believe?
This life.
So get truthful. See what your mind's telling you. What we talked about a little earlier. Like, what's that story in your mind that it came from your experiences? It's not the truth. It's just one truth. What's that story in your mind when you think of a millionaire or when you think of someone with a highly successful business? What's that story? Is it some people is like, oh, they had to fuck over people to do that. So if you're a heart-centered person and you care about people, you're never going to have a successful business because you have a conflicting belief. You think, if I have a successful business, this means I fucked over people, if I'm a millionaire. And some of you have missions where you need millions of dollars. Whether it's in your account or it's being put somewhere towards your mission, you're going to need resources, right? This ain't no fucking bartering system. Like, we're in 2023. Cash is king around the world. So you want to go help all these people, you're going to have to work on those internal beliefs. So that's why I love the work that we do with our masterminds, with our Unlock Your Inner Medium programs. Like, all of our programs, we infuse this mindset into there because we've seen so many powerful psychic mediums
playing small.
That play small because this story in their mind in 10 years is going to pass like that. 20 years is going to pass like that. And you keep allowing that same recorder, that same algorithm. Like, let's readjust our algorithm so that way it can align with our mission, so we can actually make it happen rather than just thinking about it.
Yeah, there needs to be more good people out there creating and following that mission. You know, this work is so powerful, and it's important for you to step up. And it's one of those things too. It's like, you don't have to wait for 2024. You don't need to wait for the new year, but we might as well use this energy and momentum to get people on board, to get that burst of energy. And that's why we're using it. We do this regularly during the year, you know, with our clients and our students. And we've seen dramatic changes when there's a focus and getting intentional when you're putting in the work. And that's why we love working with our people. Because we get to watch all the transformations take place, and it's beautiful, and then we transform to watching it. So the latest thing that's coming up, the newest thing, is going to be that Wednesday night class, and that's on December 27th. So I posted that on social media. We'll put the link in this video wherever you're seeing it, whether it's on YouTube or if you're listening to this on Podbean or iTunes or wherever else. We'll put the link to sign up for that Zoom call for the workshop. And then our business mastermind 90 day, we only have
a few spots left. Yeah,
that's
3 spots left.
So if you're wanting to join us, apply. That's going to be starting up January 17th, if I remember correctly.
And that's only if you want to be connected to a group. In this 90-day mastermind, it's all people that are like they're action takers.
Yeah.
Like, they're ready to move their energy right now, so they bring this energy to the group. It's not just us. It's like the people that are in the group too. Their collective energy, it just creates this boost, this momentum. So if you're ready to do that, like, you're ready to take action. If you're not ready to take action, please don't join. And I say that, like, we would love to work with you, but we're not trying to drag people up a mountain. Like, we need people that are ready, that are action takers, that are going to bring some energy to this too. So
that are coachable too.
And that are coachable, right? Not know-it-alls. Like, we're not know-it-alls. Everything we're sharing in this podcast, we share from experience. We get in our head all the time, but we're aware of it, right? And we continue to take classes because we know that it's not about just memorizing things. It's like the repetition. We know we got to embody it. So we don't want any know-it-alls. We don't want people that aren't taking actions. We only want you, if you're ready to take action, you're coachable, you're ready to learn from everybody in the group and really add your value to the group.
Oh, I love it. Tony's here. Tony says the 90-day business mastermind is life-changing. Tony,
awesome,
we loved
Tony.
having you.
Yeah, we did.
She's
always
a
love
perfect
working with
example of someone that
Hi,
takes
Melinda.
action,
Hi, Tony.
heart-centered.
Yes, she is.
Okay. Well, we love being with you guys today. If you got one insight for this video, we want you to share it below. This is part of the action step. We're going to push you. So if you're hearing this, share your insight below.
Yeah, share your insight and then the tiniest action step that you could take. You don't need to take this huge action step unless you feel that, but just something where you're like, all right, I'm going to go apply this. I'm going to put this into my life this way.
Okay, guys.
Love you all.
See you later. Bye-bye.